So the scripture says that he got in a boat. And the scripture says that when he got in a boat, he told his disciples, let us cross over to the other side. It's very important to understand something about God. When God speaks to you, it is not a suggestion. He's speaking a reality. Every time God speaks, it's prophetic that he speaks to you. And when he speaks something in your life, it is not a might or should, it shall be. That is very important when you hear from God, that know when God speaks, it is so. Everything he say becomes law. If Jesus says, let us go to the other side, that should have been enough right there. Let us go to the other side. So if Jesus is saying we are going to go to the other side, guess what? Then we are going to get to the other side. It may not be for everybody, but it's for somebody right now. So Jesus said, let us go unto the other side. The scripture says that when he began to say this, the Bible said that immediately a great windstorm arose. Oh, I'm about to preach to somebody in here. Sometimes you got to understand that when God speaks, because of he's trying to get you someplace in your life, sometimes there will be a storm to rise up. And immediately he said, let us go. When he got into the boat, the storm came up. Who am I preaching to? The storm came up, and then when the storm came up, it was beating against the boat. And the scripture says that it was almost filled with water. A windstorm, a tempest. Other words, the translation would be a hurricane. Look at somebody and say, but Jesus said, we are going to the other side. A windstorm came up, rocking the boat back and forth. The Bible said the waves were beating against the boat. The boat was going this way and the current was pushing it back. And Jesus, in all his omniscience, being both man and God, being all-knowing, he's at the bottom of the boat, sleep. Jesus, don't you care that we are perishing? Who told you that you were perishing? Some of you, God brought you into a season of rest and you don't even know it. Some of you still wrestling with the same stuff from 2014 because you don't realize that this is your season for rest. You're at a season of rest and don't even know it. You know why? Because your eyes are focused on the wrong stuff. You need to look to the hills which cometh your help. Just because a storm has rose, don't forget that he said, let us go to the other side. I came to understand that when God has a season of blessing, it don't apply to everybody. It only applies for those whose spirits are willing to submit to him. Am I right, Brother Ronald? Notice, when Jesus walked the earth, he didn't go on a healing spree. No. Mother Townsend, he said, will thou be made whole? Those that had a willingness in their spirit, they got to the level of wholeness. Look at somebody and say, if I want to change the situation, I got to first change me. And I said it before, and I don't know who I'm talking to. Be careful who's in your ear. Watch this. Trying to return you back to who you used to be. You may have to be a little selective in this season Because sometimes folk will give you negative reinforcement. When God is trying to change you in the distance, they say, that's you. You listen to them, you want that. No. I got to close my ear because I see that you like being in a cruise in the storm. Watch this. Every storm is not designed to stay. It's designed to pass.